Not often do you get an opportunity to play the number 38 team in the net in December at home. To give you an idea of what the 38 in the net means, Kentucky is 32 in the net, which tells you how good this Murray State team is. They're 10-1. They're very veteran. They're sixth in the nation in points scored at 86. They're fourth in field goal percentage at 52. They make 9 threes a game and at almost 38%. They've beaten Memphis on the road, which has probably been their best win. Yeah, they're really good. This is the final year of a 3-year contract, 3-game contract. We went to Murray State, I think 4 years ago, and played Ja Morant and company when they were freshmen, and won a wild one where we were down in the second half, and I think we won by 3 or 4. And then came back for Ja's sophomore year, and you could just see what an incredibly special player he was. He had 38 the week earlier against Alabama, and what a treat for our fans to be able to see him in person, and beat him by 5, I think 4 or 5. I don't know that I'll play Murray State again. Matt McMahon, or I don't know if it's Matt McMahon or Matt. I know Matt pretty well. He's really good. I know you guys get tired of hearing me say how good an opposing coach is, how hard their stuff is to guard and all that other stuff, but it's just true. So it's interesting because people think, well, if we're ready to play and take this opponent seriously, we'll be fine. That's not true. If you take Kentucky and you take them seriously and you're ready to play, that's fine. But you better play really well. You're not going to beat Kentucky. We better play really well. We're not going to beat Murray State. We need to continue to improve on both ends of the floor. We've got some weaknesses at both ends that remain, that continue, and just need to get better in a hurry if we're going to beat the people that we got left on our schedule. So great opportunity for us. This spring during the holiday break, obviously we will not have the jungle. And so we need our crowd to not act their age and to be really excited about seeing a really good team and see if they give us a little bit of a home court advantage.
All right, guys, we'll start with a question from Justin Ferguson.
Bruce, you've talked about Allen being close, and you said a couple of weeks ago you'd like to get him back at some point before SEC play begins. This is the last game. Is he in a position to play, or have you guys made a decision on that?
Yep, it's possible. He's practiced with us for now, going on about a week, and he'll warm up tomorrow and see how he goes. And if he feels good, he'll play some. Yes, but it'll still be a game time decision.
All right, Nubias Wilborn.
Bruce, how's it going, man?
Good, Ben.
Good. How are you health-wise with the team right now, other than Allen, as well as you guys moved down a spot in the rankings despite losing? How do you kind of feel about that, at least with the polls?
Yeah, a couple things. We're fine. We're good health-wise, thank God. And I had no idea whether we moved up or we moved down. I really don't look at that stuff. I'm too busy getting ready for the next scout. So where did we move? We moved from where to where?
It was just one spot down, if I remember. Yeah, just one spot.
Which poll was it?
Oh, AP.
Yeah, I mean, the poll that matters is the one at the end, right?
Yeah, there you have it.
And look, it's like, for example, Murray State, the number that matters to me, and I'll comment on it. The number that matters to me is the net, because that's what one of the major tools the committee are going to use to see the tournament. They take all that stuff into consideration, and so, our net number is good. And I pay attention to that. That matters. It does, because that just tells you where you're going to be seated or if you're going to make the tournament. And so when I look at Murray State as a 38, I recognize that this is clearly a quad one opportunity. And no, we're going to have to play well on both sides of the ball to beat them.
Next up is Nathan King.
Hey, Bruce, you said when you guys signed Walker that you were really excited to kind of mold his offensive game and kind of work with him over the course of the season. He had obviously a really good week in terms of his efficiency on offense. What have you kind of seen in terms of his offensive growth, and what would you like to see out of him moving into SEC play?
Well, I'd love to see him continue to be able to score close to the basket and score through contact, continue to get to the foul line more. He does a really good job being a ball handler in our offense as we're facing him. He can put the ball down the floor and create some. I'm not concerned at all about the ball being in his hands, either in the post or on the perimeter. But love to see him score better through contact, get to the foul line more, and be able to make some of those 3-point shots. He's going to continue to shoot it, and I've got great confidence in him. And when he does start when he starts scoring more close to the basket and facing from three, that's going to make what we do offensively even better.
What do you think was working the best for him last week? I think he shot like 71% between those two games.
I mean, he got 3 or 4 balls at the rim, that were great. And I thought he did a better job. He and I had worked a little bit on getting out of the ball screen better. And he did a nice job pivoting and getting out. And as a result, got to the rim quicker, which opened him at the rim, but also opened up the perimeter, opened up the corners. So that was good.
Ryan Stoltz.
Bruce, how big was it to see your team kind of come back at St. Louis with everything going against them, the crowd, St. Louis catching fire in the second half, and then coming back with the victory? How big was that for this team, and how big will it be when that happens again, like in March?
Well, I mean, road wins count more towards your net. I think the committee does evaluate whether you go on the road and how you do on the road. We played 4 neutral site games and 2 true road games, which says we left the friendly confines. And we're 3-1 in those neutrals and 2-0 on the road. So the win will serve us well. But you got to ask yourself the question: how do you lose an 8-point halftime lead so quickly? And how do you give up 43 points to St. Louis in the second half on pace for 86 when we played pretty well defensively in the first half? So that would be obviously be concerning. So we're really glad to get the win, fortunate to get the win. Showed some character and showed some poise, but there were breakdowns throughout, offensively and defensively, that put us in that position.
All right, guys, we have time for 2 more. First up, Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Bruce, what have you seen of Murray State as an offensive team? I see they're shooting 51.7% and 37.4 from the 3.
Well, I think when Mike Burgermaster does our scheduling, I think he, specifically says who are the best point guards in the country I can find. Let's just go schedule them. I don't know how he knew that Justice Hill 5 years ago would be at Murray State. He didn't even know who John Morant was, but when he scheduled him. But Justice Hill, just a great point guard for Murray State, and obviously the kid Brown, Tevin Brown, who is from Fairhope, Alabama, the guy that we looked at in high school, liked him a lot, and he's just developed and gotten great. He's one of the best shooters in all of college basketball, and they do a great job of getting him open and getting him looks, and he delivers. Again, talking to our team, so they do a great job shooting 3-ball, great job getting Brown open looks, great job in middle ball screen with Hill. And their bigs do a great job of sealing in the post, and they're going to be being very, very physical with Walker and Dylan and Jalen and Jabari, very, very physical. And so our guys are going to have to be able overcome some of that physicality and handle all that displacement that goes on.
And we will wrap you up with Justin Ferguson again, follow up.
Bruce, you mentioned it there in that last answer, but it looks like Murray State, like St. Louis, is a smaller team on the whole, but they rebound really, really well. And you guys had issues with that against St. Louis. What's the key to kind of preventing that in a second straight game?
Well, Okoro for St. Louis was the leading offensive rebound in the country per minute play, and Burns is for Murray State is a second leading offensive rebounder per minute played. And so, look, their 4s and 5s are bigger than our guys. You know, you may read a stat sheet and see that we're taller, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not bigger and older. And so, and more physical. So we're going to see a lot of that as we continue to get into the SEC, and we're just going to see how we're able to handle the physicality. We know what it is, and the question is it going to disrupt us? Our guards have got to rebound down and do a better job of that. We had some really poor rebounding numbers on our stat sheet, and it's a team. That's a team issue, and that's something that the team has got to clean up and focus on.
All right, guys, we appreciate it.
Okay, yes, thank you. Those shirts are $25, right? Hey guys, can you all hear me? Hey, thanks for some of you for jumping back in. I apologize. It's my fault for forgetting to do this. But our Outlive shirts will be on sale tomorrow at the game. Of course, the Outlive game is February 12th against Texas A&M. But we really worked hard to try and get those shirts before Christmas, so that that could be potentially be a stocking stuffer, and so they'll be on sale in the lobby and I believe upstairs. You know, the idea is really simple. You know, every time you guys put something out about Outlive, it's just a reminder for people to get checked, to get their prostate screenings, to get their mammograms, you know, to get their blood work, to see what's going on, and just to pay attention of it, because if you detect cancer early, you're going to die of something else, and you will outlive cancer. And we got so many people right now that aren't always doing their health checks because they're concerned about going to the hospital, concerned about going to the doctor because of COVID and other issues, that sometimes they don't pay attention to other things regarding their health. So it's more important now than ever to get that word out. The shirts are $25. I think this is our best shirt. I think it's the best shirt we've ever done this year. And every dollar that we raise from the sale of these shirts or from contributions goes directly to a patient and a family in Alabama who is in the middle of their battle with cancer. But they're in a financial challenge. You know, you got to keep working. You got to keep paying the bills while you're doing chemo and radiation and fighting this disease. Those things don't go away. Life goes on. And for many, they can't afford to miss that work. And so they'll skip their chemo or they'll skip a radiation and things like that. And so we're happy to be able to, through the Bruce Pearl Family Foundation, get the money in the hands of people that need it. So we appreciate it if you guys would put that out, that Outlive is back and that the shirts will be on sale tomorrow. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming back.